And we are back. My name is True. I am here with the lovely little Rach.
Hey, hey, hey.
And Mr. Spanky Hayes.
Yeah.
We have a very special guest in the building, which is why this song is playing right now. He goes by the name of Dom, the Hypnotist. What up, Dom?
What's going on?
What's going
How
on?
are
Glad
you?
to be here.
Thank you for being here.
Welcome to the
Thanks
show.
for having me.
Thanks for the unblocking of all my inner beings.
Yeah, I need to know what was going on in that room.
I need
we
one.
were
That's
we were just
immediately.
out of the room for like the past hour. We're like, what is going on
Yeah.
over there? Okay,
Yeah,
so
deep. Well, I'll
can
let
you like
him,
Well,
I don't want to.
yeah.
let us
I believe
walk
it-
me through that?
When you do it, I believe it does need to be private because you are disclosing
Yeah.
stuff about yourself.
Okay.
And I mean, I'm a
Fair. I respect it. I
pretty
respect it.
pretty open person, but some things are private.
Okay.
I still want to see Dom here. I see on some of his videos. I want to see him grab Spanky's arm and make him
Sure.
go to sleep.
I don't want to do that. I just want to be unblocked.
I just want to remove
Yeah,
it.
what do you
Yeah,
think
I
about
don't-
those?
you know,
I
I don't
forget
know.
the guy's name. He's on the strip. I haven't done a hypnotist show, but I don't know. I mean, I used to hear people say that he was like the creepy hypnotist, but
Oh gosh.
the guy that would just make people do a bunch of silly
yeah.
stuff.
So-
What is that? I mean, is that real? Are people really going? I always just wonder, is it the same effect as like a Ouija board? You're sitting there with your friend, and it's like, are you fucking moving it?
Yeah,
Are you
yeah,
moving
yeah,
it?
yeah.
I feel
But
like those are two totally different things.
No,
but-
Definitely.
Well, I'm just saying, like when
Most
these
definitely.
people
like
on
how
the
it's
strip,
like oh,
they'll grab
Yeah.
people out of
Yeah.
the row, and they'll just have them doing the most bizarre shit ever.
Yeah.
But
That's
I'm
probably
like-
practice,
Walk like a
right?
chick- chicken.
Here's what's happening. So I used to think hypnosis was fake. And it wasn't until I moved to Vegas, one of the first things that me and my fiance did is we went to a hypnosis show. Probably the guy you're talking about. Mark Savard, is that his name?
I think that's what it is. Yep.
So we go to the show and he has, 40 people go up on stage and there's 10 people left over. And, you're sitting 30, 40 feet away so you can see. And I'm clearly seeing it that these people are not acting because that's what I thought it was. Like, what do they call them? Charlatans. You put people in the crowd and they play
Exactly.
along,
Vegas
you know
does
what I mean?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
They do that. I don't
Of
know.
course.
Yeah, people get paid to be like
or shills
extras.
or whatever.
Yeah.
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 So
Show people.
now what I later learned after I've gone through all my trainings and everything is here's essentially what's happening.
Well,
Right?
real quick, where are
Yeah.
you from? Are you from?
I live in Henderson, but I'm from the Bay Area. Well, I'm actually from, I don't know if you're familiar with Madera, Fresno, that
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
area.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I grew up, my mom was in the Army, and then she married my stepdads, and we moved all over the place, but we ended up in Gilroy, garlic capital of the world. It's about
Gilroy.
30 minutes south of San Jose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that where's that? Is that Arizona?
No,
that's
California.
California,
Northern.
Gilroy.
It's the very south tip of the Bay Area.
Oh, okay.
So that's the last city before you go to all the fields and everything.
And you said you moved out here 4 years ago.
6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
So prior to moving out here, you weren't into hypnotism.
No.
So- no.
I just, basically what happened was I was from 18 to about 30, I sold life insurance. And then in between there, I had some like odd jobs or whatever, doing different things. And for the last 2 years that I was doing insurance, I just hated it. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
sometimes you get
Hey, that
pigeonholed.
shit's legit.
passion
That
dies
shit
out a
looks
little
legit,
bit.
right?
What's that?
I've been paying on a life insurance policy for a long time.
Oh,
Life
yeah,
insurance
100%.
is legit.
No, it's
No, I
legit.
mean, I would like to hope that it is.
Yeah.
But I don't want to die to find out either.
No. But
Right.
yeah, man, and the last 2 years I didn't want to do it, but I felt trapped because the only thing I knew how to do, so I just did it for a paycheck. And so I would often drive around and just think to myself like, dude, there's got to be something else out there. Like I'm meant for more than just this. And then my mom, she actually bought me a Christmas present, was a introduction to hypnosis course. So it was like a basic little thing you do.
That's cool.
So I went to it. I had zero expectation that I was going to do this for a living.
Right.
But I went to it. It's a 2.5 day course. And when I got out of the course, I just fell in love with it. And I was like, you know what? All those years I would drive around thinking there's something else. And I said, this is it. This is what I was put on this earth to do. And so
What age were you at that?
30.
At that time? 30.
so
Okay.
4.5 years ago.
Okay.
And long story short, I had set a goal. I was like, all right, 6 months from today, I'm going to transition over full time. I'm going to be doing clients like kind of like what you and I did. And 2 weeks later, I worked with over 100 people for free because I didn't even believe I could charge $1. So I just like put on my social media, hey, hit me up if you want to do hypnosis. And then 2 weeks later, I woke up. I had 10 appointments to go sell insurance that day. and I just couldn't physically get myself to do it anymore. So I messaged my assistant. I said, hey, and she's still with me to this day. I said, hey, call everybody, tell them I'm not coming in today. And I said, that's it.
So you took the assistant from the insurance place with you today?
Yeah. She's still
You
with
got-
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You got her up out of there
That's
too?
awesome.
Yeah. Well, she
that's
Did
good.
you hypnotize her?
No.
Okay.
She's from the Philippines. She's like my VA. Now I have other people, obviously, that work with me here. You know, Jill, you guys talked briefly.
Oh, yeah,
My
yeah.
COO.
Yep, yeah.
That's how we got connected. And yeah, man. And I got a couple series of lucky kind of things that happen. I ended up working with this, like, this is 4 weeks after I get out of this course. I don't know my head from my ass, but I'm just fucking so excited about it that
Right.
you know people can feel that energy.
Yeah.
And I ended up working with this UFC fighter, Khalil Roundtree, a week before he went out on a pay-per-view card. Is the biggest card of the year is the Kelvin Gastelum and
They probably
Gerard
did
Adesanya.
the fight week usually.
Yeah,
I
it
think
was
it's
like
in
right before.
International Fight Week, I think
Yeah.
they call it.
And then he went out and he did so well in his fight that Rogan had him on like a few weeks after that. And then on Rogan, he's like, dude, what the fuck did you do? You're a completely different fighter, you know? And he's like, I work with this hypnotist in Vegas named Dom and fucking blah, blah, blah. I cleared all my shit out or whatever.
It's so crazy.
What's funny is the dude that he whooped, and you're a UFC fan, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
we
you know
all are.
what the scores
We all
are.
Yes.
If I remember correctly, it was 30-26. So that means there
Holy
was
shit,
two
that's-
10-8 rounds. You
yeah,
know what I'm
that's
saying?
massive.
He beat the shit out of him. So the dude that he beat up, Eric Anders, he was listening to the podcast. So then he reached out to me. He's like, yo, whatever the fuck you did to him, you need to do to me because
shit.
I lost. That was his third loss in a row. And he's like, bro, if I lose one more fight, like I'm out. I'm gone. You know, I'm going to get cut.
Right.
So I worked with him leading up to his fight. He went out. He knocked out his next opponent in 1 minute and 19 seconds, got a $50,000 bonus, saved his job. And then after that, like my credibility just went fucking through the roof. And I've worked with a bunch of.
That's
And,
awesome.
and by the way, shout out to Joe Rogan. That's a good dear friend of mine. That's my guy.
Is he?
That's
Okay.
my guy.
Have you've been on there before?
No, I know Joe Rogan from the comedy
comedy
store.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. Yeah.
So it was just so surreal because 6 weeks prior to that, I was literally driving around in my beat up car, you know, contemplating fucking suicide because I was like, I fucking hate my life so much and I'm broke. You know, everything was just going bad in my life. And I had a baby, you know, my girl's pregnant and everything else. And 6 weeks later, boom, it's like entire different
Everything
reality. You know what I
changed.
mean?
Wow,
Yeah.
I need you to tell me that shit. I'm going through the exact same thing right now.
Which part?
All of that shit you just said.
Oh,
of
the
it.
whole thing?
Everything.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you because you mentioned the blocks, right?
Right.
Money blocks and all that. So
I feel like everyone has like money
and-
blocks,
yeah.
or like
Yeah.
so many people have grown up with that, or like been conditioned to have that. It's so weird.
100%.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
And then
very-
It's like
career block
comes
too
from
is what-
family, comes from
Yeah.
society. Like,
So check this out. Oh,
I was gonna say it comes from you whether you realize it or
even
not.
if you believe in yourself.
I take on a lot of people's feelings. I always tell people,
Empath.
yeah,
Yeah.
I stay away. That's why most people
Same.
don't see me. I said I can go out places and
Yeah.
I can feel some people that are like hurting, or you can see
Yeah,
it.
Yeah,
yeah.
And
absolutely.
so yeah, if that's called an empath, I'm
Yep.
definitely an empath.
Mm-hmm.
I can show you some little techniques you could do to block that out.
Oh yeah, no,
So-
I
Yes.
need to because, like I said, I stay in isolation because I say I don't want to.
Absorb.
I don't
all
want
that,
to
right?
absorb that,
Uh-huh.
so I'm very careful with who I let into my zone.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like I said, every now and then I've made mistakes and let the wrong people
Yeah.
in. But
Yeah.
for the most part, I'm very cautious about
yeah.
that. I don't want a girl that dances to come home and tell you
No,
how
she's
her
bringing all
friend
her
was
luck with you.
molested by her uncle, and it's just
Right,
like, oh,
right.
I
That
don't need to,
sucks.
I don't want to hear that. Like,
Yeah.
just
No,
leave that
thank you.
alone.
So I'll show you guys
Yeah.
a cool little thing. So take your hands. It's been a little cold in this building, so maybe they're not as warm. So just kind of warm them up a little bit. Okay.
Okay, warming them up.
And then make your hands nice and loose and make sure your arms are not bent. Okay. So when we do this little exercise, make sure you're breathing and then take your right index finger. Okay. And put it really close to your left palm like this.
All
To your
right.
left arm.
Your left palm. And then
Just
make sure your
circle.
arms aren't bent. Yeah. And then do a little circle.
Okay.
Okay. And then once you feel that you feel that?
How close are you supposed to
Yeah.
be?
You feel that?
I
Go
feel
as far as you can until you can't feel it anymore.
That's crazy.
Oh,
trip?
Yeah.
let's go.
I feel that. Yeah.
I'm like crossing over to you. I'm like,
that?
wait,
feel it on the
wait.
hand, Spanky.
That's
like it
pretty
feels
cool,
like
right?
almost like it's like
Let's
a rope
go.
touching your
I
hand.
love
Yeah.
playing with like energy
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just
So
it's
that's
fun.
what that is.
That's
It's-
cool. Okay, so what was that?
Okay, so we have our energy centers in our body, right?
Yeah,
so you have
totally.
your chakras, and then
You feel
from
it?
there you have
Feels like
your
a
Let's
string
go.
hitting your
yeah.
head.
And look, if we
Sorry,
were,
I get really hyped.
you could make it to where we're 50, 60 feet apart,
Yes.
and just like point like that, and you'll feel it in your
Oh,
palm
I love
across
that.
The, across the room.
Holy cow.
But yeah, we have these energy meridians that run out of our hands, out of our toes, everything. So we all project an aura around us, and some people think auras are bullshit. It ain't. We just prove that there's energy coming out of our body, right?
Just not everyone can see an aura.
Not everybody can see it. I
Yeah.
can't see aura, so
Some people can.
but
Well,
it's
some
there, yeah.
people you can.
No.
Yeah.
Some people can. They have that
It's like,
second
dang, I
sight.
can see your energy. That's right.
Well, you feel that energy too.
Yeah,
right?
Well, I
It-
said,
it
what
is.
is
It
it?
is a feeling.
What is it called? Because what I said is, I don't know what to call it as far as energy, but I said there's something instilled with everybody. Like when you walk in a room, there's a reason why you could say, like, without even meeting somebody, like, I don't like that person, or that person over there seems really cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, what, like, what is that? Like,
That's
what
the vibe, the vibration, wherever they're at. So you talked about the stripper coming back to your house and all that.
Yeah.
Not only is she coming back and she's verbally telling you all that, she's also bringing that energy within the aura. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So-
In her aura.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So even if they don't say anything, you can still feel it. He's still trying to like, what? You can feel it, right? It's a trip, huh? Yeah.
That's fucking
He's-
nuts.
That shows you how powerful like you are.
He's like, I'm gonna
No,
use
seriously,
that.
I've watched videos of people like they take their hands and like push cups over and stuff. Have you done that?
I haven't done it yet.
Okay.
Telekinesis, where you make shit move.
Yeah.
And push it. So it's real.
That's like a next level, I feel like.
Yeah.
But hypnosis is super cool though, nonetheless. Like I love it all. I'm here
what's,
for it all.
What's that considered? What the you said his name was Mark Savard?
Yeah.
What is what's that?
So here's what's happening, right? So you get, say, 40 people go up on stage, and there's maybe 10 left over. So the best analogy I could give is, so back when I was single and I had a full head of hair, right? I would go to the nightclub, and I might start off, I'm sober or whatever, and I start off the night, and I want to go dance, I want to go talk to the girls, but what's happening? In my head, my conscious mind is like, no, don't do it. You're going to get rejected. You're going to look like a fool, blah, 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 right?
I feel that.
But then you drink, a shot, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shots.
Liquid
Cocaine.
Shout out to our
Well, then
sponsor.
what happens? Next thing you know, you're fucking life of the party. You're in the middle of the dance floor. You got all the girls around you. So that's similar to what's happening with the hypnosis is the hypnotist is putting you in such a relaxed state where that part of your brain that would normally tell you, oh, don't do it. You look like a fool. It kind of checks out for a little bit, and then you open up to do what you already want to do, but you're just kind of afraid. So
Right.
when people are up on stage like that, they want to be there, right? That's why they're on stage. It's just that there's a part of them that's a little bit afraid. So when they relax them enough,
Yeah, see,
they'll
that's what I would like. If I always
Hands
watch
up.
shows and they're always like, "We're gonna pick somebody out of the thing." I would never do that.
yeah.
And like that's a fear, just like
Because you're
a-
scared. Yeah.
I'm scared.
And that's okay.
Like, but I mean, it's like I said that is a real. So
Yeah.
for him to get 40 people up there, that's
Well, they get 40 because initially people are like, oh, I'll try it. Let me see if this works on me. And a lot of people
well, they
are
probably
that.
feel more comfortable because more of them are getting up versus
the other
just
thing.
one
Yeah.
just one person on the whole stage.
And they'll do what are called convincers.
It's like,
where-
I guess we're all in it together.
yeah, we're
Right.
trauma
Right.
bonding. Let's go.
And they flew to get that too. Like they want to do it.
Yeah, they want to do it. So if you don't want to be hypnotized, it won't happen. So if somebody's like,
Yeah.
no, then you can't do it. But if somebody wants to do it, they'll do it. So that's what's happening there.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
Wait, okay, so we did the little energy swirl thing, and then you said
so you guys want to see something else about that? Okay,
yes,
sorry, I
I'm
didn't mean to
I'm
cut you
so
off.
interested.
Okay, so everybody
show me everything.
Close your eyes. Everybody
Right.
close your eyes.
Okay.
Okay. And I want you to think about something you're stressing about, something you're worried about. It could be relationship stuff, health stuff, financial stuff, work stuff, whatever, mom, dad, kids, whatever. And whenever you think about this, and people watching and listening can do this exercise as well. And once you feel the anxiety kick in and you feel the shift in your body, the heaviness in your chest and all these different things, go ahead and open your eyes when you're ready, when it's done. Okay, now go back and test your finger again and notice what happens.
Is it weaker now?
It's weaker, huh? Isn't that cool?
No, that is cool, but I want it to be stronger.
Now, if we, do you not feel it
That
anymore?
is.
No, no,
No, that's-
no, not at
So
all.
if we
Fuck.
went longer, you wouldn't feel it at all.
That's how fast your brain works.
That's how fast a negative
Oh my
emotion
gosh.
lowers your
Holy
vibration.
Oh, like
I
just
didn't
so
even know. I
weird.
didn't even know what I was
Woo.
just thinking right there. But when she said it's weaker, I was like, I don't feel
You
it
don't
at
feel it,
all.
right?
That's what
Yeah.
I was thinking in my
That
head.
you don't feel at all, yeah, because
Yeah,
there's
I
no
didn't feel it.
connection because
Yeah.
we just shut off a part
Well,
of
we-
ourselves,
you just
right?
got
We
into
just
a negative emotion. So when we're
Can
in a
we
negative
reverse back?
emotion, what's that?
can we reverse back?
Yeah, how do we bring it back?
Right.
We need
right.
good energy now.
So,
Oh, man,
one of the
yeah, that's
fastest
crazy.
ways to raise your vibration is just deep breathing. So when you do deep breathing, it oxygen. I don't know what the word is, but it gets oxygen in your
Yes.
blood, which ultimately raises your energy, which raises your vibration. But what's happening there is when we get into a negative state, the energy centers in our body start to kind of like, what's the word, constrict, right? And so if you think about it, when you go through a breakup, right, where do you feel the pain or the heaviness in your body?
Like your heart, your,
heart,
chest,
right?
yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
Right.
If you do something you feel guilty about, where do you feel it? You go, oh,
Yeah,
my
your
stomach, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
When you're afraid to speak, your mind, what happens to your throat?
Kind
It
of closes up.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
So when we get into a negative state, these energy centers start to close, which then constricts the energy flow through the body. So once you get into a relaxed state, breathing, doing progressive relaxation, it opens up the energy centers and then it comes back.
So it just goes right
Does that
back
have
to
something to
breathing.
do with meditating?
Absolutely,
I mean,
yeah. So the more
all, like,
you
linked.
meditate and the more
Wow.
you're, yeah.
Do you meditate?
Oh, every day.
How long? Do you,
How long?
I usually don't set a timer, so I do different things where I'll go if there's a problem happening in my life, especially like a pattern that I recognize, I'm very quick to just get rid of it. I don't want it to keep popping up over and over and over. So there's a process that I go through is just self-hypnosis. You ask yourself some questions, kind of like we did with you, and you bring to the surface what it is, and then you clear it. Other times I'll meditate, and a lot of it is finding solutions to things that I'm going through in life. Maybe you're at a challenge or something that you can't find that little puzzle piece. And so when our eyes are open, we're processing everything around us, right? The
Right.
shapes, sizes, colors, textures of our environment, which makes it harder to tap into that inner voice, right? So when you
Yeah.
close your eyes, you relax, you cut everything off, and then you're able to problem solve at a higher level and also tap into memories and things like that that may help you to solve that problem, kind of like we did in the session, right? So
I feel like that's why when you see people like thinking you like they close their eyes
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, they're like trying to remember, and
Yeah,
then like
yeah.
comes back to them.
Yep.
That
Oh
makes
yeah, they do do that.
sense.
So when you're
Right,
talking to
people
someone
do
and
that.
they're like, you're like, when is that
AKA,
thing? And
I'm
then they're
people. I'm people.
because they're closing their eyes.
Right.
Like,
Their mind
uh,
to
They
And
go
then it
into
comes back.
the truth. They
Yep.
go into the truth of the mind.
Yep.
The memory.
It's so cool
Yeah,
once
the
you like
sub-
start to learn and like break it down.
Well, and the subconscious is what's basically running everything. It's where all of our belief systems are. So we're all unconsciously living our lives, having these patterns show up in our relationships and our health and our
Yeah.
business, everything. So, and all the answers are here. We just got to close our eyes and ask ourselves the right questions, and then we can bring it and clear it out. So
Amazing.
you mentioned something about the blocks, right? So I want to tell you
Yeah.
guys that this is a very fascinating story. So I'm here to blow everybody's mind, right? We had the little energy thing. This is another cool thing.
Perfect.
Okay.
So
Let's go.
in the NFL season of 2021, I was working with the client, and his name's Jawan Williams. He started off like a fourth string, right? He played for the Patriots at the time. So about halfway through the season, because he was putting in the work and we were doing the mental work, he got his opportunity to start. So we get together for our weekly session, and he's like, yo, Dom, this is my first NFL start. I'm hella nervous. So if there's anything we haven't done yet, now's the time to do it. Like whatever tricks you got up your sleeve, this is the day. So what we would do is we would take the plays of the other team and then put it in a hypnosis recording. But this time I told him, I said, I'm going to put the plays into the recording because you got to remember, or you got to try to memorize what the other team's going to do so you can adjust, right? On defense or whatever.
Of course.
So
Oh, when you think about that, that could be very much like when they say, like in UFC fights, they study the fighter.
yeah,
Yeah.
The
same
patterns
thing.
Yeah.
going
The
over
patterns,
the
yep.
patterns.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
So what I told him to do this time, I said, I want you to loop it throughout the night. So 30-minute recording, loop it throughout the night, every day leading up to the game. Now, up until this point, I didn't even believe in sleep hypnosis because I thought, well, you're sleeping, you're blacked out, you're unconscious. How are you actually processing it, right? So anyways, he goes out, he listens to it, and then he goes out and plays. Sunday, he messaged me after the game. He's like, bro, I've never been more in tune with what the other team was going to do. He's like, it was almost like I knew what was going to happen before it happened. So I was like, all right, maybe there's something to this whole sleep hypnosis thing. So like a month or two later, so the thought came to me. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to listen to a sleep hypnosis to help me create more success and more abundance financially. So I found this video and on YouTube, and it had like millions of views and all these comments of people like, oh, I made all this money and da-da-da-da. And I kind of thought it was fake at first. I'm like, fuck it. I got nothing to lose. I'm going to be sleeping anyways. Might as well just give it a go, right?
Right.
So I start listening to the recording on a Tuesday, and by Sunday, we had our biggest week ever at the time by like 50%, right? So 50% more clients and 50% more work is great. The problem is I didn't have a huge team like I do now, and I couldn't sustain it. So I actually stopped listening to the recording because it was too powerful. So yeah, so
it was too powerful.
Yeah.
So it was too, it was
Checks
too
out.
It's
good.
crazy that you say that because growing up, something crazy my dad would do. There was 3 of us kids, so when we would get in trouble, he would make us go into like a room, and he would play Tony Robbins.
Oh, no shit.
And it was in the
What?
dark.
I love Tony
And if
Robbins.
one person laughed or said anything, we had to start it over.
What would he play? Like
Just
a
a
hypnosis type
Like
of
no,
thing?
like an hour worth of Anthony Robbins or Tony Robbins preaching how he does.
Yeah.
But that was our punishment. But then, as a kid, one person makes a move, everybody
Yeah.
starts laughing.
Yeah.
You'd have to restart. But I mean, that's
a
kind
good
of what that
punishment.
reminds me of because you're.
Yeah,
But
the
now
auto
it's on punishment. They used
So
to
you're
make
saying
me-
when you're laying there for this, you're saying like, so with the guy with the play, it's being played on something?
Yeah, just
Does
a
it have
video.
headphones on? Or?
Headphones or speaker or whatever. I put on speaker. I don't like having headphones.
Sure.
And so you just you basically you put it on and you go through like a kind of a progressive relaxation, relax your face, and then next thing you know you're asleep, and then you wake up, you're like, oh shit, and then this recording has been playing. It's kind of like just leaving the TV on at night, right?
Yeah.
So
That's
you have to do
exactly
this
what
for,
I'm
like-
gonna do.
Yeah,
tonight.
You
Yeah.
leave it on.
Yeah.
So here's the crazy thing is, so that whole thing happened, right? And I was like, all right, can't listen to this, too good. So then like a month or two later, I'm like, you know what? Why don't I just create my own recording? I know how to do hypnosis. I just don't know the technology of like how to make it 8 hours, right? So I create my own recording. I put it on my YouTube, put it on my Instagram, and within a couple of days, people are like, bro, fucking, I'm making this money, and appointments are booking. I got a raise, all this good feedback. And then other people were saying that they couldn't understand it, right? And it sounded like the file was corrupted. So I thought, all right, I fucked up on the editing, or maybe they got an Android or something. I don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean? I made it on a MacBook.
Fucking droid people.
Fucking droid
Maybe
people.
something.
Afraid of
Technology's
shit.
weird.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
a droid, Spanky?
No.
iPhone.
Hugh over there is a
Oh,
droid
iPhone,
guy.
iPhone
I know.
guy.
Whenever people text me from a green thing, I'm like, bro, come on.
Yeah.
But
You're a droid, Hugh.
Yeah.
the droid.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
knew
we're
he was.
hating.
He said the iPhone thing earlier. So then what I started doing is every new client that came on board, I would give them this recording, right? Part of their homework. Because a lot of clients, everybody wants to make more money, right? So
always.
this one client in particular, she messaged me one day. She goes, Dom, I think something's wrong with the recording. I said, oh, what's going on? She goes, for the first 3-4 days, I could hear it perfectly fine. And now I can't understand it. It sounds like it's in a different language. So I said, I've heard this before. Screen record your phone and send it to me. So she screen records it, and I hit, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I play it. It sounds perfectly fine, right? Well, then about an hour goes by, and she messaged me, and she goes, oh my God, you're not going to believe this. And she's like, I think I'm going crazy or something. I said, what? And she goes, I'm in the same exact room. I shared my partner your recording. We're in the same exact room, listening to the same exact thing, and she can hear it perfectly fine, and I can't understand a word, and it sounds like it's in Latin.
Wow.
So I'm thinking to myself, like, what the fuck's going on here? Like,
Is she going into hypnosis?
so this is what happened.
Yeah.
I said, okay, let's talk about it in our session next week. So we jump on the Zoom, and we're just talking like this, right? I share my screen, hit the recording, and sure enough, I can hear it perfectly fine, and she can't understand a word. It sounds like it's like, blah, 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 whatever. She can read the captions on the screen of the YouTube video, but
That's
she's
so
not
weird.
processing.
Right.
So in my head, I'm like, all right, she must be blocked. Her brain is blocking it out because she's afraid. Either she's afraid of some of the things that's in the recording, like her brain's afraid of success or doesn't believe she can handle it or whatever. So one by one, we go through the affirmation, and the affirmation is this: large sums of passive money come to me easily and quickly from multiple. This sounds good, huh? Easily.
Yeah, I hear it. I hear it.
I love it. I love
From
it.
multiple sources on a consistent basis, and it's in the best good of all. I can keep, save, invest the money, or give the money away. Whatever I decide to do, I can do it happily. So that's the affirmation, and that plays for 8 hours. So here's what happened. What we discovered, we talked to her, like just like we did with you, we talked to her subconscious mind, and she had all these fears and blocks. She's like, well, I'm afraid if I become successful, my friends and family will be jealous of me and I'll get ostracized.
Fuck that.
I'm afraid, yeah, right? You're like, fuck my friends and family. I'm afraid if I become successful, I'll be cocky and arrogant and people won't like me, right?
Fuck that.
I'm afraid I'll blow all the money. Just all these things.
Okay.
So he's like, maybe I got that
I did
one.
that before.
He's like-
Yeah, I did that before.
So one by one, we go through and we clear all the beliefs out of her subconscious. And then 45 minutes later, boom, I hit play and she can hear it as clear as day again. So I have a group that I do. There's like 50, 60 people, and we get together on Mondays. I talk and everything. And I told my group about this, and a couple more people had the same phenomenon. So we go through, we clear it out. So now it gets even crazier. A few weeks after that, I had people create their own affirmation and their own. They selected the words. I didn't help them out. They recorded it on their own phones in their own voice. And after a few days of listening to their own voice, their own words, their own language, they couldn't even understand their own recordings because their brain was blocking it out, whatever the thing they may be. Not everybody it happened to,
Right.
but it happened to certain people. So what happens a lot of times when people listen to that recording, they'll hear it for a couple days, and then next thing you know, it's just.
Do you think that they like fall off and like, cause at that moment in time, like they recorded it, they understood exactly what they said, but then later down the line they play it and it's just like not the same because do you think that they fell off the flow or the momentum
Lost
that they
their faith?
had?
No, this is what happens.
Yes.
So
I'm like,
let's-
what happened? I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like
Let's
so
say,
confused.
Like, what's a goal that you have?
I don't just making endless passive money and helping my mom and serving the community.
Okay, perfect. So
Let's
let's
go.
say that's your goal, making endless passive money, right?
Yes.
Well, you start, there we go. You start listening to this over and over and over, and you begin to start to draw it in and manifest it. It hasn't shown up yet, but it's starting to come to you. Well, your brain might go, well, fuck. I don't know if I want all that.
Yeah, like it
because
might try to stop it.
like yeah, and that's what happens is people will block it out of their mind. So we go through, we clear it, and this has happened to hundreds of people.
So you
by
have
now.
to keep like re-clearing. So it's like you might be cleared once, but then you have to kind of like go through the depths and maybe like clear more out. How do you know like how many clearing sessions you need? I feel like that's like crazy to even say. I'm like,
Right.
what?
Is that a session? Is that a clearing? Is that
yeah.
what
So
clearing? Yeah,
basically,
right.
no, that's
Removing the
basically what it
blockages.
is.
Hey, real,
Yeah.
real quick. What's on your finger, Rachel?
Look, I got henna.
Oh, you're okay.
It's this
that's
new
hard.
type of henna. It's black and it lasts for 3
we
weeks.
don't have a button.
Nice.
That's weak.
That's a good way to try.
I never
No,
seen her
it's gonna
thing, and I
look
was, I
good.
was
Trust
looking
me with
at
the
it, and I was
nails. I'll put some nails on.
like, okay. All right, we got that
Okay.
cleared.
Boom.
So
but
that's called a
please.
clearing.
Yeah. So
Sorry.
think of it this way, right?
Back to this.
A limiting belief. Let's say you're like, okay, I'm afraid I'm going to blow all my money again, and I don't want to go through
Thank
it.
you.
Right?
You're speaking to
So
me
your
right now.
brain. So you have this filter now. So imagine I'm looking through a camera lens like this, right? And I could see you right here. Now, does that mean that nothing out here exists? No, it's all there. I just can't see it because I'm limited on what of the lens.
Right.
Now, as you start to clear out the lens or clear out the limiting beliefs, your lens opens up. So suddenly, everything that was always there, now you can start drawing it in. But as long as you have those filters and that limitations, the opportunities, the jobs, the connections, none of that will come into your life until you, like she said, until you clear it.
Right.
Now, typically, once you with the money stuff, right? So people they haven't done anything. They just like me and Spanky. We met today. He starts listening to it. 3 days. He hits me up. Dom, what the fuck, bro? I can't fucking understand it. So we go through a process, clear it, and then he'll hear it again, and he'll be good. Now, sometimes people, they'll start listening to it again after they clear it and it comes back. And basically what happens there is more stuff is coming to the surface that they weren't even aware of, right?
Wow.
So, yeah.
You got me speechless, bro. I'm like,
it's crazy,
I'm
right?
just listening to everything. I can't even respond.
So cool. Yeah,
this
really.
shit is awesome, bro.
Yeah.
I need one of those.
Yeah.
Did you do
When you say I need one of those, you need a dom?
a
clearing.
Fin dom.
Yeah, fin dom.
Fin dom.
Don't say that.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, did you do Joe Rogan?
Hey, now
I haven't done Rogan,
real
no.
quick, I just lost all
I did
my
Brian
energy
Callen.
with that one.
You lost? No.
No, yeah, that's what it was funny today because I was I was up. I unfortunately I take a Xanax to go to sleep, but I was looking at your videos, and that's why like things were coming and going, and I was like, I think he's on Joe Rogan, and then I was telling her, I was like, no, you know what? It's a guy, and I was calling him Jimmy Callen. And then as I was looking, then
Brian Callen.
It was Brian Callen.
Yeah,
Of course I know who Brian
You know
Callen
Callen, right?
is.
Yeah.
Sure.
I went on his podcast maybe like a month ago. But
Yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, well, he's definitely one of
Actually,
his inside
Callen
people.
came to. I just did an event at Circa. Actually, a month from today. It's
Was
like
that
a personal development?
Yeah,
event.
I think was that what Wayne was talking about?
Wayne.
Wayne is the other guy that's
that
on
one
the
event.
Sean Michael Kelly
Oh,
podcast.
The digital
Yeah,
social
shut up.
hour.
You're
Shut up.
actually on there. So yeah, Digital Social Hour. They have 10.6 million followers. We had Sean Kelly, who he looks like a super young Asian guy.
Yeah.
And then there's a black
And
guy.
then
so
the
Wayne,
Farland guy, what's that with the fire festival
so we
dude?
yes.
Yeah, you know that he knows the flyer.
No,
I
you're
barely met
you're
him.
on the.
He
so
knows
we,
the flyer.
We brought the flyer up, and you're
okay.
on
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was crazy because Sean Kelly, who reached out to us, but he didn't end up coming. But he sent his partner, which he was just
Dude, he was
as,
awesome.
just as cool.
Wayne was super dope.
And he was
Yeah.
talking about these things, and then we brought up your flyer, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "There's Dom," and then all of a sudden my eyes went to Billy McFarland, and then like kind of like what we were saying, it's fuck. Like I watched that shit, and I'm like, okay, so your first show ever, and you're gonna do it bigger than Coachella,
Red
like that was your first. He fucking hits me up.
No
He's
shit.
like, hey, I saw that you did Sean, the Sean Kelly. And he's like, I'd like to come. He's like, you think you could shoot me an email? So I shot him an email, and then he was like, yeah, man, I heard you got good, really good credentials. Like, you could maybe help me out. I'm doing Fire Festival too, and I'm just like,
Oh no!
I'm like, bro, I'm gonna have to speak to the legal
Oh
department
my God.
on that.
Checks out.
But
Next thing you
I
know,
think the thing with him, and I'm really interested. I saw all you guys are on there. Sean Kelly's one of the top. The main speaker,
John.
Don't know who that is. What does he do?
So I met John I got booked on his podcast. I didn't know who he was, never seen him a day in my life. And we did the podcast, and it was like his third biggest podcast ever. And you guys know Bob Menery?
Yes.
So
he's one of the. Bob was on. I keep saying Nelk Boys. He was on Full Send.
Yeah.
And you know what? I hate it.
Shout out to them guys.
Shout out to Full Send. They're the
I
shit.
fuck with Full
But I
Send.
tell you
Oh my
what,
God.
losing Bob, that was a, and I mean I understand the reasonings, but that was huge.
Yeah,
Because Bob and the Kyle, they were it.
Yeah.
I don't think all those other guys obsolete
Not
compared
like
to Bob.
compared to Bob, yeah.
But I think Bob was struggling with some inner demons at the time. But hopefully,
He's doing drugs and everything.
yeah,
But
hopefully,
yeah, so he's like, bro, you fucking had almost as big of a podcast as this guy. He's like, what the fuck? So he's like, dude, come speak at my event. So the event I was talking about is an event I put on. It wasn't the one with him. His is like next month.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go speak for like 15 minutes or whatever.
No, but I think Wayne that was here said he had just did something at the,
No, I think that was the
that was
flyer.
the one.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
'cause
one
that's
upcoming.
That's at Circuit
yeah.
too, right?
No,
Your
that
upcoming?
that one's at the Trump, I believe. But mine,
Okay.
the one I
Okay.
just did was at Circa. So that was all the people that have worked with me and other people in my company.
I didn't see on that flyer. Was there a price to go to that seminar?
I think it's like $2,000 or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm just speaking at it. So
Bring us our tickets, man.
yeah, right.
Yeah, hey, I
Now
did
need
it.
to go.
Something crazy about that. I did it one time. We had this. Me and my friend we had this affirmation, like we just wanted to meet Gary V. And so he was coming. We paid $800. You get to go to lunch with him. Ask him
For $800?
For $800, and you get to ask him one question.
more than that.
So I'm like, hey, we got this now. We got the ticket. It's all set. He's sick. So then they were like, do you want a refund or we'll move you up to 1,200, which was the Tony Robbins. They're like, you'll be front row, and then you get to have lunch with Tony Robbins. So we did it, and there's nothing wrong with Tony Robbins, but we specifically wanted Gary V. And but I mean, it was crazy, just to do that whole type of experience and know that those people are. I don't even know where I was going with that. I just lost myself because
like you were like manifesting like.
Well, no, the fee, the fee of just knowing how many people are there and the fact that they paid $1,200 to like get your fucking question basically.
Yeah. I didn't know you could go to lunch with Gary Vee for $800.
Yep, and it was also the Shark Tank guy, the bald guy. What is Mr. Wonderful? Mr. Wonderful.
The Shark Tank guy.
Shark Tank.
So it was those three, and then Gary V had missed. And then, I'll talk off camera about this, but we tried to bump into him a couple other times, same scenarios, and then finally my friend bumped into him at the Rhino. So he got trapped, but he answered an hour's worth of questions.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that was still cool. I didn't get to hear it, but
it's something like that, like a personal development seminar. So
yeah, I mean, it looked like there was a lot of you guys on there. Like
there's like 100. Oh, on the flyer.
On the flyer.
I don't know. I know that was a lot of speakers. There's maybe 12 or something.
Yeah. No, it looked like kind of like a pyramid.
Yeah.
Do you still have that, Hugh, from last week? That
Billy McFarland. I didn't know who that guy was. I think
that
you
flyer
were
with
the one that
Wayne.
told me who he was.
Yeah, so he was the Fire Festival guy, and what was so crazy was, I guess, he said nobody would. I saw he was on Full Send.
Oh, okay.
They did an interview. I was like, damn, they got him. But they did an interview, and he said none of his friends would mess with him. He lost all his business associates being in prison. And then I guess he ended up linking up with, what are those guys that disappeared? The Vine. He started consulting for Vine.
Oh, shit.
And then Vine was like, hey, we should do another Fire Festival. Let's just do 250
of course,
people.
Vine said that. They're like, we need to be relevant.
But they said
Let's
that
try to be relevant with the
That's
Fire
the thing.
Festival.
it supposedly sold out like in 10 minutes.
Well, 250 people. That ain't
And
shit.
it was supposed, I think it was at 10 grand a pop though.
Oh,
but then they were like, you know what? We will go back to an island, but we're going to do a 10,000 person cap.
Oh shit!
And so, I mean, they're going back to the big time again. So something I told him on the thing, I was like, listen, man, like, not everybody with money can throw a concert.
Yeah,
there's a lot of moving parts to that shit, right down to the outhouse people. But I'm like, but people get money. Something I've seen now in the cannabis community, all these weed people, they're throwing concerts now, and the concerts.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to them, but the concerts are a shit show.
Yeah, they
because they're just not organized.
Yeah,
you know that.
No, there's some of them.
Yeah, not here in
Vegas.
Vegas.
They need better organization. I do agree.
I was like, Cali was popping when I went to Cali.
Yeah,
it's always popping in Cali though. Always.
Yeah.
Kushstock, I'm hosting that, so come to that.
Yeah,
Kushstock.
What is that?
It's gonna be dope.
Kushstock?
Yeah, it's like the
Shout
biggest
out to
free
Kushstock.
Kushstock.
Oh, Kushstock.
Yeah, so
it's like Weed Central.
So going back to that guy, so the main guy basically asked you to be a part of the show.
Yeah, he said, "Oh, you come and speak," and my daughter's going to be born right around then. So I told him tentatively, I'm like, my daughter's born, and I'm not going, but I'm going to go on there and speak and for 10, 15 minutes. I don't know about what, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, do you know Brad Lee?
I don't know him personally, but I've seen all his content.
Yeah,
he told me a story about how you met him and everything.
It was crazy, but yeah, we had him on, and like I said, he said he just walked. He's like, I never know what I'm gonna say, and I'm like, you got to really have a gift to do that.
Yeah,
to not know a fucking thing that you're gonna say and walk
like
out
on
there.
Stage.
Yeah.
So
that's like being a comedian. That's the same.
I mean, he came out there.
You kind of don't know what your audience is going to be like.
He said
how they're going to react.
He said he walks out there and he said he tries to understand what everybody's there for. Once you get that understanding, then you'll just know what to say.
Off that,
yeah. So I don't know how you get that conversation started. I mean, how would you do it walking out there?
Well, I just did my own event, right? And so it was kind of like, it was easy because it's your people, right? So it's you're working your crowd. So I just went up there and started telling stories and just being funny and just being goofy or whatever, and everybody loved it. But as you can tell, the story I just told about the money thing, right? I've told that story 200 times. So I've kind of dialed it in, right? And I have my little go-to stories to go to. But that's typically what I do is just, Do
you believe that everybody...
Huh?
Do you believe that everybody can be successful, like and make money?
I don't think that it's. I think that if people wanted to do it, they dedicated themselves to it, and they cleared out their mind, they could. But if we're being realistic, it's not realistic.
I mean, it's almost like saying, "Can anybody be famous?" It's almost the same thing.
Yeah,
Like I would say, people nowadays.
Well, I was telling him in there. I said a lot of times in any type of fame, and it doesn't make you better than the next person, but I always say you either have it or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
And just because you don't have it, it doesn't mean nothing. It just means that you have a capacity. And you're not getting past that capacity. You need to go, because again, the more money, more problems.
Of course.
You know, to be at
or
a
is that
star,
a limiting belief?
Well,
no, it's definitely the truth.
New levels, new devils.
Right.
New levels, new devils. That needs to be on your merch line.
Yeah,
That's
right.
coming out soon.
Right.
New levels, new devil.
New devils.
That's
You
perfect.
ain't lying.
That's true. As you start to progress in life, the problems don't go away. They're just different, right? So like when I was just a solo me, Dom the Hypnotist, that's it. I had my own set of challenges. And now that there's other people, now it's like, okay, I have these different set of challenges. So, but I think that, again, everybody, it's possible, but I don't think that, number one, everybody wants to do it or is willing to do it or even, so I don't think it's possible for every single person to be successful, but I do think it's possible for them to be successful. Does that make sense? Like, imagine if we all just became millionaires. Who the fuck is making these cups? You know what I mean? Like, that just ain't realistic. Like, there's got to be,
Hey, back to what you were saying earlier. You was like, you got go-to stuff, and you got to. I swear, that's just like a comedian.
Yeah. That's kind of how I felt on stage. I was like, I'm making the crowd laugh and shit. I'm like, we had Callan came and did a 10-minute set at my event, right? And I was getting a little cocky afterwards, like, yo, I'm kind of funny. I'm gonna hit up Callan, see if he'll bring me on the road for one of his shows. Just like I'd probably fucking bomb my ass off though. But it's just I was just doing my thing. But I've done a ton of podcasts. I speak to I have like a group of people I speak to every Monday, so I'm just used to telling stories. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I can. I can tell. When I was speaking to you on the thing, I said I'm just not. I don't consider myself a radio person or whatever. But now, fast forwarding 60 episodes, like I'm really comfortable.
Yeah.
So again, you develop
owning that personality.
Well, you're
that
developing
identity.
a craft that again was scary to me.
Yeah,
I don't
Well,
like.
this is the only thing that you only learn it by doing it.
Yeah. 100%. You
Yeah,
can't
you
watch
can't.
comedy.
And
No,
True.
I when I was watching like comedy, Eddie Murphy and like Richard Pryor and shit like that, I didn't think I could do that shit. I was just watching it.
Yeah,
I had no idea I could do that.
stand-up comedy.
Like, wow.
You gotta take some fucking balls.
That's
man.
like
Man,
next
bro.
level.
Yeah,
Bro,
Yeah.
it's like taking an
I'd do it once.
yeah.
and not really taking
Well, even being a DJ, because what people don't
Similar.
understand. I mean, even an entertainer, there's gray areas when you're traveling the world. Some people are feeling your stuff, some people aren't.
Right.
So you realize real quick what states are actually flowing with your music, which states are not. And when you find out they're not, you start putting people on your roster that can appeal to these people.
Right.
But I mean, that's why that's what I see with comedians. You could just go in a room and it's just the wrong night, wrong room. People don't even,
There's
they
that
might
one
not even-
person that you're looking at and you're like, damn, they're not laughing, but
Well,
99. And then
it
he
depends
throws you
on
off.
how deep you are in the game too, because to me that's a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I look a person right in the face that's not laughing, and I'll just keep talking to them. Like, I already got y'all laughing. Like it don't matter. I'm just cocky about it. I've been doing it for so long that it doesn't even
How long have you been a comedian?
since like 1996 or some shit.
Fuck,
like that.
no way.
Yeah.
30 years
Wow.
almost. Holy shit,
Word.
dude. That's dope.
So you know what I mean. I started young.
Thousands of stages.
Too many.
Yeah.
Like this. Like we talk like this, and then if I gotta go on stage, like if
Boom.
the stage was right there, you'll
No
be
big
like,
deal.
damn, what the fuck?
Just
Like
turn it
yeah.
on.
It's just I don't know, like
Yeah.
getting on a skateboard.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
yeah.
it's still reading. It's still reading a crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you
you're
got to know
acting.
your audience. You got to know your audience. But the power in it is like what I see, what I hear you talk about. I see the similar power because I could be in a room with 30,000 people and they all laugh at the same thing. I didn't like change it for every person that's
Right,
in the audience.
right.
I just said it once and they all laughed at the same time.
I bet that's
So
a
it's
real
cra-
fucking high right there.
Wow.
30,000 people laughing.
Yeah.
I was getting the high off of 100 people. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm the fucking man.
Yeah.
See, I believe
Yes.
with your type of stuff, just like I said, there's always when I first spoke to you, when you say hypnosis, first thing that pops in my mind is it real?
Yeah.
So then I
Yeah.
feel like if you had a group setting like that, you're gonna have those 20
Yeah.
people in the crowd that are like, we want to know, we want to.
Is this guy worshiping the devil?
Like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
Is this real?
Is he hypnotizing us right now? And I totally.
Little Rach, I see you got notes over there.
I do. I do have
Bust
some
out
notes.
one of your questions.
Okay, well, let me pull a question out.
I like how she brings this notebook.
It's green too. Not
There
just,
you go.
yeah, for green room radio. It's cute. Hey.
Green room.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just I'm wondering how many
Questions for Dom.
techniques do you have like hypnosis? Like, is there like, I know you had like the sleep one. I know there's like ones that you could do them in person. Like, I don't know. It's just like how many different techniques do you have?
I don't know if I know the number of techniques, but there's different. So, okay, you guys want to do something else kind of cool? This is
Yeah,
like a
let's do
technique.
it.
yeah.
I'm excited.
So one of the things that we'll do with clients a lot is we'll raise their metabolism using their subconscious mind,
Oh,
right?
shit.
So your subconscious mind controls your body. This is why we don't have to think about our heart beating blood through our body, our breathing in and out of our lungs, and our liver and kidneys. Everything just operates automatically. It's your subconscious.
Yeah.
So when you give your subconscious mind direct suggestions to do something, it'll follow the orders. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk to your guy's subconscious mind, and we're actually going to raise your metabolism. And forgive me, what time is it? 9:30 or so. It is a little late at night, and this is going to make you
9:50.
awake. But I can do the.
Okay, no, I have to be awake, so it's fine.
Okay, I can do the reverse of it, and we can make it go down. Okay, so everybody close your eyes. And just take a
Don't take me down.
No.
Leave me up there.
We need up.
Oh,
We
you
need
want
to
to
stay
say hi?
up.
Okay.
I want to be up.
We wanna be up.
What do you guys got a show tonight?
I got a show.
I got a
tonight,
photo
and
shoot after this.
Oh, okay, cool.
I have
All
one
right, so
today. Photo shoot.
Take a deep breath in, hold it for a few seconds, and breathe out. Take another deep breath in. Hold it, and breathe out. Perfect. And just allow your breathing to return to normal as you go deeper and deeper, more and more relaxed. Now, I want you to repeat this in your head and tell me, and get the first number that comes to you. Don't overthink it, just your first impression. So just say, subconscious mind, what percentage is my metabolism operating at 0 to 100%? Subconscious mind, what's my metabolism operating at 0 to 100%? What numbers you guys get? First impression.
78.
78,
11.
11.
I don't know, like 16.
16. Okay, perfect. So in a moment, what we're going to do, you guys can all open your eyes for now. We're going to raise it to 120%. Okay, so this means you're going to be in overdrive. So as we do this, you're going to start to feel some sensations in your body. You'll start to feel your breathing increasing, your heart rate will increase. And I've done this before, and if this happens,
I'm scared.
No need to be embarrassed, okay?
Okay.
I've done this before, and I've literally had people have to get off the call because they got to go take a shit. Remember, because we're raising your metabolism.
Rachel's like, "Where's the girls' bathroom key?"
Oh my God.
So,
Excuse me, I gotta go. No.
well, at least you'll get it done before the photo shoot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So you know how to hold it in. But so we'll raise it, and then you're going to feel, again, your breathing. You'll feel energy. You'll feel the blood pumping through your body. So everybody close your eyes again. Now, the first thing we always have to do when we're making any changes with our subconscious is we have to make sure that we get permission, right? Now, we're increasing your heart rate and everything like that. So there are those effects of doing that. So you guys, anybody have any heart issues in here? No, we're
Not
good?
that I know of.
Okay, cool.
I'll take it.
So do this at your own risk, okay? So I want you to say this in your head. Subconscious mind, is it okay to raise my metabolism to 120%? Subconscious mind, is it okay to raise my metabolism to 120%? What answers you get? What do you got, Rachel?
Well, not really.
See, hers is unsure. Okay, what do you got, Spanky?
I don't know.
If it's okay, close your eyes. If you had to guess or make it up, is it a yes, is it a no, or is it unsure?
No.
It doesn't want to?
I don't see it. I don't see it.
If you had to guess, what would you guess? Yes or no?
I want to do it anyway, so I'll say yes.
Okay. How about you?
Yeah, my
Is it 100%?
Yep.
Okay, so close your eyes, Rachel, or you're good. So I want you to ask your subconscious mind, why do you want to keep my metabolism low?
Because I'm scared.
What are you scared of?
My heart pumping on my chest.
Okay. So if you could do it safely and securely, you're not gonna have a heart attack. I promise. I don't know, what are you, like 23?
I'm 27.
27. You're not gonna have a heart attack. So
I'm getting there. I'm getting closer.
Other than that, is there any reason it doesn't want to go up?
No, I don't know. It's just that's
what else are you afraid of?
Oh, I don't know. I gotta eat after this.
So, you're afraid to take a shit? Is that what it is?
I have maybe a little bit of that.
Okay, we won't do yours then. You can watch the replay.
I could feel
You could already feel it starting to go up, huh?
immediately.
Yeah, you could already feel it. So close your eyes, and I want you guys to repeat this mantra.
I'm still doing it.
Subconscious mind, please raise my metabolism to 120%, 120%, 120%, 120%. Subconscious mind, please raise my metabolism 120%, 120%, 120%, 120%. Subconscious mind, please raise my metabolism 120%, 120%, 120%, 120%. Feel your breathing increasing. Feel your heart rate increasing. That's right. Subconscious mind, please raise my metabolism 120%, 120%, 120%, 120%. Subconscious mind, please raise my metabolism 120%, 120%, 120%, 120%. Subconscious mind, please raise my metabolism 120%, 120%, 120%, 120%. Feel the energy coming into your body. Feel your breathing increasing. Subconscious mind, please raise my metabolism 120%, 120%, 120%, 120%. Subconscious mind, please raise my metabolism 120%, 120%, 120%, 120%. Subconscious mind, please raise my metabolism 120%, 120%, 120%, 120%. Subconscious mind, please raise my metabolism 120%, 120%, 120%, 120%. All right, open your eyes. And what was going on with you, Steven?
I was thinking about getting up and running.
You think I heard taking
No, I was getting up and just I felt like running.
like, oh yeah, like you wanted to fuck.
It's like a surge of
I just wanted
energy.
to get up and just like run.
How about you, Spanky?
I was dancing.
I could feel you.
I was kind of like dancing in my mind,
yeah.
like going crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I was
So
crazy.
close your eyes really quick one more time. Ask your subconscious mind, what is my metabolism at now? What number you got?
98.
98. Okay, so it went up.
It went up a lot.
How about you, Spanky? What is that?
157.
157. Okay, so you went beyond.
Jeez.
That's cool. So anyways, to answer your question, there's all these little techniques depending on what you want to do. One of the things we'll do though is this, because
That was cool.
people want more motivation, more drive, more focus, more energy. You feel good? You're like,
Man.
I'm ready to fucking go.
Man.
Yeah.
It's cool, right?
That's
you
why,
can do
that's
this.
why I
Yeah.
was laughing, because
Wow.
I kept thinking about just jumping
Oh.
up and running
Gotta
out
go.
the door.
You can do this
Not
with
to
your
the bathroom.
testosterone too.
And I ain't gonna
So,
lie,
same
my first thoughts was stop being scared, bitch.
Uh-huh.
Stop being scared. So when you were saying 100%, 100%, my first couple of times was like, man, let go. Let go.
Right.
So I was trying to make myself let go first.
Yeah.
So I guess I was scared too, and I didn't even know I was scared.
You were scared you had to go have to shit.
See, we have like these
maybe that was
blockages,
it.
and sometimes we don't even know that we have them.
And
until
then I
they
was
come
kind of
up.
scared of being embarrassed
so crazy.
on
Having to take a shit or what?
on the internet. I was like, "Hell, come on, man, let go, fuck it, just let go."
Doesn't matter.
But man, my heart is still beating fast
You feel
right,
it right now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
hell yeah, I
It's
do.
crazy, huh?
My toes is like,
I was
Yeah,
twitching a
yeah.
little bit. I was like,
So let me tell you guys, if you are staying up too late, and this will help you with your sleep.
Yes.
You do the metabolism exercise, but you do it in reverse. So you know how speaking fast and 120, 120, 120. You do the opposite. You go, subconscious mind, please lower my metabolism to 60%, 60%, 60%, 60%. You get already starting to feel it as I'm talking about it.
Yeah.
So you can lower it.
yeah,
and
I'm like,
you'll
I'm actually
fucking-
like getting comfier. I'm
you
like,
feel that?
I'm like,
Isn't that
I'm like
crazy?
sinking back.
How cool is that? You can fucking just
Oh my
manipulate your body.
gosh.
So yeah, if you're up
That's
all night,
crazy.
I didn't do that when you were saying that. I was saying the first
You're
thing
going
you said.
higher?
120,
yeah, you're like, I don't want to go back down.
You're like, no, Spanky's going up. Spanky's going up.
Stuff like that.
No, I was like
I need to be
watching this
motivated.
thing about like hypnosis, and it was crazy because it says that you can actually get hypnotized and you don't even know that you're being hypnotized, like through music or like
Yeah.
media or just
All
through
the
like
time.
other people's words.
Well, the media.
It's so
Can't even
crazy. I'm
stop
like,
moving, bro.
Yeah,
How do-
you
how do we
fucking
become
fired
so
up,
conscious of that?
I
like,
feel like when you bungee jump for the first time,
No, that's why
have a
when you were
bungee
saying
jump?
that and I was looking down, I was laughing because I could. It was like an engine starting. Like I was just like, I'm ready to fucking roll
Yeah.
out of here.
Dude, you'll
crazy.
start losing weight. You'll fucking have more energy.
Oh,
you do this when you
shit.
go to the gym. You're fucking ready to go. You know what I mean? You could do it with your testosterone too. You do the same thing, but you just say subconscious mind, raise my test, raise my test, raise my test, and you'll just feel like I want to fucking fight somebody right now. Fucking let's go. You know? What I
Yeah,
mean?
that's what
start
I'm.
howling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm actually on testosterone right now.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
But it's an age thing. But
Spanky's like riled up now.
Crazy right now.
Oh my goodness. Is this normal?
I canceled it just so I could get this shit. I needed this. I needed this. I need to be motivated right now.
I love this energy.
I got a lot
Keep
of work
this up, Spanky.
I felt like I wasn't prepared to do it.
Woo!
I've been, retired for 8 years. I had a lot of doubts.
Now you're ready to go crush.
And I was already kind of crushing it, but I just kind of needed a push.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So naturally,
You guys can do this on your own. So tomorrow, when you boost it, it kind of wants to go back to homeostasis. So you just do it again on your own.
That because I felt myself like
felt it kind of go. Yeah.
Like,
see, I'm already hypnotizing him.
Fuck that. Right.
As my hand goes up, your metabolism goes up. As my hand goes down, your metabolism goes down.
Damn.
Go to the next question, Rachel.
Okay.
Wow, that was fucking awesome. Man.
So something about like that technique you said. I remember. So Hugh here is the only one that's been with me from day one. And like I said, I remember the crew that we had here on day one, and every one of us had a notebook like Rachel. So there was a level of excitement in writing down questions and doing research all week. And then, like I said, once an energy, started to go sideways,
kind of fades off or fades away.
It just you could just see that people stop caring. As I form this new crew and see her with a notebook. It brings me back to that thing of like, I remember when I used to do that.
Yeah. Gets that excitement going again, right?
Yeah, so good.
I love it. How often do you hypnotize yourself?
I do self-hypnosis pretty much every day at some level, whether it's I'm visualizing something that I want to manifest. Like 3 months ago, I was like, all right, I want to be on all the biggest podcasts in the world. So I would just start like visualizing it. And then boom, I get on Brian Callen's podcast, and then Sean Kelly. I never even heard Sean Kelly in my life. He just hit me up like, yo, you want to get on my podcast? I'm like, all right. I did this other guy's podcast at the Blue Wire Studio. Now I'm here. So a lot of it is just, I use it for like manifestation, law of attraction, just visualizing myself and in the places that I want to be. And so I do it pretty much every day.
Do you see that like hypnosis and like law of attraction and manifestation go hand in hand?
Yeah, absolutely. Because everything is hypnosis. Okay, so you are a musician, right? When you're playing piano and somebody's singing, you're putting people into a trance,
right?
Like whether they realize it or not.
Yeah, thank you for saying
that.
I've always felt that way.
You put people in a trance when you're on stage.
I always felt that way.
That's what's happening.
They get kind of sucked up into your energy, and they're like lost into your story.
100%. So podcasts, music,
whatever it is,
movies, all that stuff. You mentioned the news. The news, they are some of the most exquisite linguists you will ever come across because they understand the power of words and formulating them in a certain order and using this. So they do it obviously for the wrong purposes, right? Manipulating people. But everything is
I felt like that one time during, I'm not a TV watcher, but during 2020, I watch more TV than ever. But that guy, Lester Holt.
Oh, he sounds familiar. Is
he was like, he kind of looked like like a light-skinned black guy with glasses, but I would listen to him and I would feel like that's what he was like hypnotizing me into like this, but he was always delivering the bad news.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, fuck, it's Lester on there.
Keeping you down.
Well, keeping you in fear.
Yeah.
That's how they sell their product.
But you believe it. You believe it. You're comfortable with hearing bad news from him.
Yeah. Well, that's why. Again, that's what about the energy. That's why I say I don't watch TV.
Yeah.
Because even
that was like us earlier.
There he is. This
guy.
guy. He was on. That's the one guy I've seen all. And you know what's weird? I don't really see him anymore. I know he's still around, but.
Have you guys seen that video where it's like 30 different news anchors and they're all repeating the same exact?
Yes.
Why do you think
that
is?
shit's real?
Yeah.
Because they have a story, they have propaganda,
hypnotizing people to do crazy shit. I mean, people wearing masks in their fucking car and shit. I mean, that's hypnosis.
That is.
You know what I mean?
For real.
That is hypnosis.
Getting that.
What you got?
I'm not gonna say that, but
I kind of wondered, does hypnosis work on animals too?
So there is, if you ever look up hypnotizing chickens or hypnotizing crocodiles.
Oh, I've seen those videos. Yeah.
Yes. So I've never done it, but you take a chicken and you hold, grab a bite.
I feel like you should do that. I feel like that would be
If I
really
had a
cool.
chicken, I would. But you just take it.
Get this man a chicken.
Yeah, give me a chicken.
Right.
You put the beak on the, you hold the beak and then you put your finger in like a line of sand and the line draws their attention to it, and then you let it go, and the chicken will just lay there and just look at the line. And you could flip crocodiles upside down, and they'll just lay there in a trance, and they're just, same thing with dogs. And if you talk there we go.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, okay, here it is. How to hypnotize a chicken with one line.
Oh, that's so crazy.
What is it? It just kind of messes with their eyes.
It puts them in a trance. They just get stuck. So one of the ways to put somebody in hypnosis is you get them to focus on a point. Because when our eyes are moving everywhere, we're processing all this information.
Right.
So our brainwave cycles are moving really fast. So if you can get somebody to focus on a point, now their brain isn't working in overdrive like that, and it starts to calm them down. This is why when we daydream, what do?
Like doze off. We kind of
just get stuck on one point, and then we're like, oh shit. So that's what's happening there.
I saw your other daughter. What's her age?
She'll be born in...
No, the one that you already have right now.
Oh yeah. She just turned 4 yesterday.
Do you use any type of hypnosis tactics with her?
Yeah,
probably especially to go to sleep.
Yeah. Well, so it's funny because...
Please teach me that.
What's that? How to
for
make her go to
children.
sleep?
Oh my God, I got 2 daughters. Wild as hell.
It's funny. When she was like 1, maybe not even 1, she was actually probably 6 months. I did this thing where I had her little like toy or whatever. And I was just shaking it like this, and she's on the floor. She's just looking at it like this. And then before you know it, she's like... she started falling asleep. So there's a hypnosis, one of like little hypnosis technique you do, is you get people to look up above their above their normal eyesight, and you move an object back and forth.
That automatic makes you look
It makes you
sleepy.
start to get sleepy because you're looking up, and then you're going back and forth with your eyelids.
So
your eyes aren't used to doing that, so it's making your
when you had me do that in that room,
Wow.
my eyes felt like extremely heavy. Like
heavy, right?
Yeah.
So that was one way I
just
accidentally
to give you a thing for if you have an online store, you should do a children's book like that, because the woman, the girl that I had the daughter with, she had hit me up one day, and she was like, hey, I found this course online, this woman, it's $800, and I'm like, can you fucking sleep train yourself? You can't sleep train yourself. How are you gonna sleep train a baby? And dude, I was very reluctant, and I did it. And you had to follow it to the T for 1 week. Fucking baby went to sleep right at 7, woke up right at 7. It was unbelievable.
She still do too?
Wow.
Still does it.
Wow.
Oh.
And I'm just like, and I was like, man, I'll go sell that book fucking hand to hand, because I'm like, I didn't believe
really
I didn't believe
I need
in that stuff.
I
I think that
Mike
would be.
Tyson was hypnotized.
Oh yeah, you sent me
You
that
did
video.
the interview with him, right?
No, I've never done an interview with Mike, but
Oh my
Mike's
gosh, I saw a
trainer-
video on the internet. That was crazy.
You
It was
sent
like
that to me.
and then it was Mike Tyson.
Oh no, I never did it.
You have the video.
Yeah, no, it was just Mike Tyson's counterpart on his podcast. But
Yeah.
no, Mike Tyson was talking about hypnosis, and it was
Yeah, his original trainer, Customato, was an amateur hypnotist, so he would hypnotize him like on a weekly basis. You're gonna fucking, jab to the body, to the head, destroy, blah blah blah. And then on his fights, on his actual night of the fights, they would have a professional hypnotist come in and hypnotize him to just be a fucking killer, destroy people in the ring.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty fascinating stuff.
crazy, man.
That's how Rob Dyrdek got famous
You
or
heard-
got
you
rich,
heard- you heard
apparently.
his, he talks about it. He was fucking up in his life and just wasn't, he started to have some success, started falling apart, and he went to a hypnotist, and the guy did a test on him, which is like the same test we do with people where you find out like, hey, do you believe this? Oh, no. Do you believe that? Yeah, I believe that about myself. Oh, no, I don't believe it. So you go through, and one of his main beliefs was he didn't believe he was meant to be successful. So he was like blocking himself in self-sabotaging. And once he cleared it, boom, he just fucking...
God, you got to do this for me.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm telling
I
you,
think,
right.
so
at
what
the
is a
top,
basic,
right there.
when these type of
Yeah.
things, what is your basic fee to do these type
So
of...
I charge $20K for 6 sessions.
God damn it.
Yeah, I have a bunch of other... Well, we'll work something out. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
That's why I said you gotta have a beginner package.
Yeah. Well, I have other hypnotherapists that work for me. Plus, I do my live event, and I have the
app.
The app,
Yeah.
So I have a program that people can purchase. It's $500. It's the Money Magnetism program. So you have the sleep hypnosis, but there's an actual program that takes you through step by step how to find like, hey, do I have this belief that I'm not meant to be successful, or I feel guilty for being successful, or I feel like I can't handle it, or I'm going to blow it all, whatever. So you go through and you do these like self hypnosis techniques where you find out if you have the beliefs, And then you go through and you clear out whatever comes up to the surface. So when you clear it out, then you can start hearing the recording again, the whole thing. And then I have my live event. And
so so at 20,000, I mean, you have to be dealing with an elite crowd.
Yeah.
One of Brad Lee's friends, he was a doctor, and he called his thing the full body analysis. And that was basically, they do a blood test. He can tell you if you're going to have cancer in 10 years, everything. Now that was, I'm not sure if he said 15 or 20,000, but I was like, well, wow, what about for everybody else, the rest of the world that can't afford that? Well, he had a package, and I feel bad. His name is Dr. David Boyd out of Arizona, but he said we do. He said it's $700, and he said, he goes, what I'll do is I'll send in the labs. You go, whether you have insurance or not, you do the blood work, and then he goes, and then we'll sit down, and he's like, I'll take you through everything. What vitamin, what you're deficient, what you're not, and he said you will be so. Once I get your body in tune, he's like, you will be such a believer that you will somehow find that 15 or 20 grand. And I mean, it was in my head, and it's something that I've wanted to do and I haven't. Again, it's like I don't even know why I've been waiting, but yeah, he just said, he goes, that's his gateway.
Yeah.
And I go, so how many times did you gateway people? And he's like, a lot. He's people are skeptical.
Of course.
And he goes, so when I align their body, they're eating right, they're drinking. He makes you everything run in full capacity. But he said that there was executives that come in there, and then he's like, you're 100%, dude.
Yeah.
So you just paid 20 grand.
You make that back, no problem.
But what he said was, it's peace of mind.
Yeah.
So even though they were 100% and they paid 20 grand to get told that, he's like, how much is that worth to you? To know that you are fucking 100.
Yeah,
you are doing the, and he said there's ones that are super bad, but he goes, he gets a lot of them that are good. So the person doesn't feel like they lost.
Right.
By knowing that they're like,
because you would pay anything to know that
you're,
right.
So
for your
what
health
I was
down
going to
the
ask you
line.
is how many people always hear what you're saying? So has it ever been a thing?
So many. I don't know if, I think, so this is my take on it. I know there's a God. I don't say I believe in God. I know there is, because just crazy life experiences I've had and just wild shit. But I almost think, and I don't even like saying this because it sounds kind of weird, but I feel like this whole thing that happened with the sleep hypnosis, I feel like Jill, my COO, she calls it being in your dharma. This is what she called it. So being in your dharma basically means like you're in your purpose. And I feel like whatever the universe, blah, 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 whatever it was, something came through me through this recording and like made it happen. Because it wasn't something I was like trying to figure out. It's just, I literally.
Like you channeled it.
Like I channeled it. That's what I'm trying to say. So
Right, exactly.
I feel like that's part of my purpose. And I feel like a lot of people that I just naturally attract to me end up having that issue. So I would say it's probably half the people that listen to it, dude. It's so many.
I feel like I'm not going to be able to get your voice out of my head.
Yeah.
I feel like when I go to sleep tonight, I'm
and
going to
Raise the metabolism.
Yeah. Do you have any more questions, Rachel, before we get out of here?
Let's see. Oh yeah, and do you have anyone that you want to hypnotize in the future?
It would be cool to hypnotize Joe Rogan. I actually did some hypnosis with Callan on his podcast, and it was interesting. And this is public, so I could tell it. But he had this thing. He's like, "Man, I just feel so shameful about being like frail," is what he called it, right? And he's like, because he's you know what Callan is, right?
Yeah,
he's skinny, whatever. And he's like, my dad's so masculine, and he's 6'3", 260 pounds, and I'm this little dainty guy. So he's like, I feel shame around being frail. So I have him close his eyes, and I'm like, all right, ask your subconscious mind if it's okay to let go of your shame for being frail. And he's like, he goes, yeah. So I'm a cold reader, right? I'm always paying attention to eye movements, sounds, everything. Yeah. And I'm like, he wasn't 100% there. So I said, I don't believe you. And he goes, yeah, I don't know, man. I do, but I don't know. And I said, ask your subconscious mind, why do you want to hold on to your shame for being frail? And he's like, because that's how I stay connected to my mom. And he's like, what the fuck did I just say? That's some deep shit, right?
What?
He's like, what the fuck? That's how. So his whole life, he's been like holding on to this frailty to be connected to his mom. So anyways, we clear it out. Well, then when we did my live event, he's like, hey, bro, when this is in front of everybody, he almost fucking made me cry. he's like, hey man, I've been holding on to this guy. I wanted to tell you in person. And he goes, dude, ever since that day, he's like, I never would talk to my mom because I felt also subconsciously there was like a little bit of resentment because I'm frail like her.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, I've been talking to my mom every single day after we released that shit. And he's like, I never talked to my mom before. And I was like, damn, dude, like to give that gift to him, you know?
Wow.
So,
So powerful.
So
that is.
it would be cool to, you know, hypnotize somebody like that, you know, a Joe Rogan, somebody who's been an influence in my life, you know, that I've never met. But I don't know. It's cool to do it with. I love it. I love this stuff. You know, when I got into it, I didn't think I was going to make all this money, charge all this, da-da-da. I literally got into it because I just loved it. And I took a pay cut. For the first year, I fucking barely pay my bills. But I just loved it so much. And it's grown into what it's grown into now. And so...
That's amazing.
Where can people find you at?
Yeah, so if you go to my Instagram, dom.the.hypnotist, you go to YouTube, just Dom the Hypnotist on YouTube, pretty much Dom the Hypnotist on all platforms. Just follow me there, send me a DM, and
I'm gonna get you Joe Rogan, man. That's my boy.
How about
introduce you to
how about you,
let's do
Lil
it.
Rach? How can people find you?
You can find me on the interwebs at Lil Rach, LILRAYCH.
All right. Dom wants to know what your OnlyFans is for his friends.
not for me.
I said for his friends.
I gotta go.
Oh my god.
How about you, Spanky?
Official Spanky Hayes. That's my Instagram.
Okay. And I just want to say, I didn't say it, but
Carlos,
shout out to our sponsors, Fuego and Cocaine.
Yes.
What
That shit is fire.
That shit is fire. That's
You already
right.
know.
And shout out to Bel Air. Shout out to Don Johnson.
Yeah.
You can find me just at the Green Room Radio. I do have a new personal page, Whack It Grinders, which I think are the coolest
I
thing
need
that
one
I've
of
seen, and you can have one.
Thank you.
All right.
Whatever you
there
do,
it
do
is.
not raise your metabolism and drink a cocaine within the same hour.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
that's
No,
exactly what I'm gonna do.
No, Jesus.
Okay, so wait, when we're
Yeah.
drinking the cocaine, should we lower our
Probably
metabolism?
lower it to
Lower
balance
it.
it out. If not, we're
And
going to
then-
be visiting Spanking the ER.
You can just find me at Green Room Radio, and then I do have a personal page, tru.e11even. And then how about you, Hugh? How can people find you?
We don't want you.
We don't want Hugh. You see that psychology on that?
Over here, full utilizing.
All right.
his
Well, thank you,
science.
Dom, for coming by.
Smart
Thank
man.
you for
Having me,
doing,
man.
Hey man,
doing
this
the
is
thing.
my favorite show out of all.
Yes.
Hell yeah. I
Yeah.
feel
Really?
I'm
You guys just
excited.
said
fired
that to
right
me?
now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
take this information home and
Spanky's like, make that.
hopefully be a
Take
millionaire
that 15
tomorrow.
down to 1,500.
Let's go.
Real.
All right. Thank you,
Make me a
guys.
test dummy. I'm
We
a
will
test
see you
dummy.
next
Yeah,
week.
yeah,
New
new
test
test
we'll
dummy.
work
Thank
something out.
you.
Peace out.